Our research shows that 47% of the people in India use their phones while driving, while 20% have admitted that they've had a near-miss situation due to their usage of their mobile phones. Yes, using mobile phones is dangerous, but half of us use it anyways. And here we have a company that focuses on this problem of distracted driving on a global platform. Here we have Mr. Alexander Jannink and Mr. Ravin Mirchandani from Acusensus. So tell us something about this new technology, Mr. Alex. How did you achieve this?
So our new technology detects people who are distracted by mobile phones. We can penetrate through windshields and record the evidence of people texting while they're driving. And we detect automatically through some sophisticated algorithms when somebody is using their phone.
Okay, that's great. So what brought your focus into this particular problem? I mean, what was that caught your attention?
Yeah, so distracted driving is causing a whole lot of new road accidents and fatalities at the moment. It is totally unaddressed, unlike drink driving or speeding, which are now fairly in control, but distracted driving is a major new challenge. There's a killer on our roads. My own friend was killed by a distracted driver.
Okay, so that's why you thought that, no, I need to do this.
Yes, so both it gives me the purpose to start Acusensus and to provide the technology to reduce the distracted driving behaviour.
So Acusensus, so what's behind the name? Is it Latin, Italian? What's the decode Acusense?
Yeah, Acusensus comes from Latin origins, from accurate and sensing, and that's really the heart of our DNA and our company, is to provide very high-end solutions and technology onto the road and also runways to improve safety.
Okay, great, that's so good. Mr. Ravin, why did you invest in a company like Acusense? What was that caught your eye and said that, no, this needs to be something that needs to be given attention?
Thank you, Natasha. That's a very good question. So Alex and me were put together, in fact, by the Australian government, by Australian Trade Commission, who recommended that we might be very suitable partners for each other. We come at this from primarily an Indian perspective and then a global perspective. And in the Indian perspective, you look at, we have a long way to go in terms of changing driver behavior, starting very much from speed, alcohol, then moving on to distracted driving, looking at things like seatbelts, helmets. There's so many things that we need to look at on Indian roads to save lives. The ministry statistics show 150,000 people die a year of road accidents. So the opportunity to actually change people's quality of living, change the opportunity to come home safe is very big in India. And when Alex presented his capabilities, his team's capabilities, it was quite clear that the opportunity to leverage that in India was immense. And so in India, we look at what Alex is doing as not just distracted driving, but speed plus. So you can use the same platform to do speed enforcement, to do distracted driving enforcement, to do seatbelt enforcement, and finally even helmet enforcement, all using a technology that makes it automatic. So it was a compelling reason for us to actually invest in Acusensus and be the partner for Acusensus.
So you are the chairman of Adore Powertron and you are the managing director of Acusense. So what brought you all together? What said, what just got you all together and say, no, we have to do this?
Should I go on that first, Alex? I think it's a passion for safety. We both share a unique and extreme focus on keeping people safe and using technological platforms to be able to achieve that. What really excites us from an Adore perspective is to be able to use resilient, cutting-edge technologies. And the one thing I've noticed from Alex's team and Acusensus is that's the core competence that they have. So for us, it was a no-brainer. It was something we definitely needed to be involved in.
What about you, Mr. Alex? What brought you all together? I mean, what did you see in Adore and why did you,
Yeah. Adore has been a spectacular partner for Acusensus, really shares the vision and the passion for road safety and improving all of our journeys on the roads, both in India and in Australia. India has enormous road safety challenges, from the speeding to the helmet use to the fatigue, and soon will be the distraction. And through this partnership, we can both save a lot of lives in India and also go throughout the world, starting with Australia and then moving on to the other geographies to save lives there as well.
Great. So together, what are the problems that the major problems in India that you all will solve? In India and also globally, what are the major problems that you all will tackle?
I'll answer the Indian question and leave Alex to answer the global question. As I said, the primary benefit the partnership brings to India is speed plus. So we can use the same platform to be able to do enforcement of speed, enforcement of distracted driving, that is texting and driving, as well as seatbelt. Also, high occupancy lane use. So when India finally gets priority lanes where you need to have 3 or 4 people in a car to be able to use the lane, our technology is able to be leveraged for that. Beyond that, the same technology that Acusensus has come up with can be used on airport runways to identify foreign object debris on runways, where you have jeeps and humans going down after every plane takes off today. You're able to greatly increase the efficiency. So if you look at Mumbai airport, where you have over 1,000 landings or 1,000 movements a day, the need for a automated and resilient, secure technology to be able to detect debris on the runway is very important. And again, this is something that Alex and his team through Acusensus is able to bring through this partnership to India.
Yeah, so I'll start with the international sphere. And in the international sphere, we're really focused on distracted driving first, which is a major new challenge in Australia, the US, New Zealand, Canada, UK, and many other countries. And our platform starts with addressing the distracted driving, providing the enforcement solution for that. But then the exact same hardware can be leveraged for other capabilities. For example, seatbelt is the obvious next use case for us, because the number of fatalities involving somebody not wearing a seatbelt, it's about 20 to 30% in Australia, even though 99.9% of people wear a seatbelt. And then in other countries, as we keep progressing, helmet use is a major killer on our roads. 1.2 million people die every year on roads, and almost a third of those involve somebody not wearing a helmet. And we would like to try and fix that.
So you partly answered my next question. So apart from road safety and focusing on driving safe and not focusing on seat belts and everything, what else does Acusense focus on? What other problems does it solve?
Yeah, thank you for the question. It's a great question. So, as we said, we start with distraction, move to the seat belts, to the helmets, and the platform also containing the overspeeding. But then moving forward, we look at the technology solutions that we're capable of developing, and we have some very sophisticated knowledge of artificial intelligence systems, radar and imaging. We can leverage that for the runways in airports to try and make them safer, and moving beyond that into connected or autonomous vehicles. There are many applications that we see for our technology there.
Well, thank you, Mr. Alexander and Mr. Ravin, for being here with us today. Yes, using mobile phones is harmful, especially on the road, so don't use it. And now, moving on to the next big story for today.